Hey, it's Jeremy from OpticHouse.com. So, I've had people ask me in a few different videos why I use a red pencil to do my sketching and my rough layouts. So I figured I'd make a video to show you. For starters, let me tell you that this is simply a matter of preference and choice. There is no one right way to do this. Everyone should experiment, try different techniques for blocking in, doing their rough sketching, and developing their drawings, and find what works well for them. So, I'm doing a quick doodle here, a quick rough sketch of Batman. Now, when I'm done with the sketch, I flip it over on vellum. This way I can kind of trace over, kind of like if you were to flip your drawing on a light box. When you look at the reverse image, you see little details that you didn't perceive as wrong when you were looking at the other side. When you see the mirror image, you can see structurally that there's a lack of symmetry at certain body parts. Things that looked fine before are too long or too short, and it allows you to tighten up your drawings. Again, thanks to my buddy Carl Altstetter for pounding this message into my head, because it took me a long while to start doing it regularly. So I'm drawing this all with a regular graphite pencil, and as you can see, because I'm drawing on the reverse side of it, it's a little bit lighter, but you can see that you can see the drawing underneath. I can flip it over and I can see where I made changes. What gets difficult is when I go in and erase like I'm doing and trying to clean up, change some certain elements. The more that I erase and the more that I draw, which admittedly I do far too much in my drawing process, but the more that I erase and redraw, the more that I end up getting getting it smudged, so I can't quite see as well on the drawing on the other side. Some people like to pencil with a light blue, what's called a non-photo blue pencil. It's a shade of blue that does not show up on color copiers. Even as you can see drawing here, it's pretty faint and it's very light on the vellum. The main reason why I don't use this pencil instead of a graphite pencil is because I personally find it hard to see, so I have to press that much harder. Now when you flip, you'll see the advantages that with the light blue lines on here, if I were to flip back and forth between this drawing and the other drawing, when I look on the opposite side, I'll very clearly be able to see these black lines underneath the light blue. That is not true with the first drawing done in regular graphite all the way through. With the first drawing, if I go and I look at the original side that I was drawing on, flipping it back so it's not the mirrored version anymore, I will have a very difficult time telling between the lines that I put down that are corrections and the lines that were the original lines I drew on the drawing. It makes it harder to see and correct. Now with the red pencil, I get the advantage of it being a different color from the color that I'm going to make the corrections on, but at the same time it's darker than that light blue drawing. Now right now you can see with this light blue drawing, you can very clearly see those lines underneath that I drew. And the same will be true with this red pencil. However, with the red pencil, I don't have to press as hard, and I'm already heavy-handed as it is. So this allows me to be a little bit lighter with the drawing. It's easier on my eyes than straining to see the light blue, but it gives me that different color differential. And it doesn't have to be black and red. It could be red and a darker blue pencil, or it could be red and purple, or red and green, or green and purple, whatever. For me, it's simply a matter of doing my rough sketch drawing in one color that's not difficult for me to see, so I don't have to press really hard, and then doing corrections on a flipped side of the page in a different color that's also not hard for me to see. And I usually choose to do the cleanup, the fixing the construction with a graphite pencil, because that actually is fairly dark, because it's not black, but it's it's going to be darker than a colored pencil, other than if I were using a gray or a black colored pencil. So And that becomes sort of my definitive structure. This is what I usually will scan in, and I'll flip it back, and that's what I'll print out on Bristol in a light blue to ink on top of. So that's it for now. Go to optichouse.com, check out my mailing list, check out my comics, art prints, all the stuff that I got on there. Sign up for my mailing list. That's it. Go be creative.